Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm 16. If you had met me a year ago, you wouldn't even have noticed me. I was the girl who sat alone at all the parties. Why? Because Charlotte, my older sister, was always close by. She was like a TikTok star in real life. Super popular, beautiful, confident. Everyone adored her. I was always in my sister's shadow. It was like an extension of her and not my own person. Whenever I tried to tell a joke at school parties, she would always interrupt me. Cringe! Do you really expect anyone to find that funny? If I had an idea, Charlotte would shamelessly steal it. Guys, let's jump into the pool from the roof! That was my idea. One day, I got a small role in a school play. I only had a couple of lines, but for me, it was a huge deal. I was on cloud 9. But then, Charlotte talked to the teacher, and the next day, my role was given to her. She was apparently more charismatic. Whenever I posted a selfie on social media, my sister would comment something like, "Someone clearly wants to be me," or "not bad for the first attempt." It made me want to disappear. Seriously, especially when Chuck was with her. Yeah, I liked Chuck. He was really smart and had the sweetest smile. But of course, he only had eyes for Charlotte. I tried to pluck up the courage to come up to him and say hi about 100 times, but I couldn't. I waved at him once and Chuck turned away. That year we were getting ready for the prom. Everyone thought Charlotte would be the prom queen. I did too. But then something strange happened. My sister changed. She turned tense and withdrawn. She used to talk for hours without a pause, but now she stayed quiet. She would scroll through her phone and leave the room as soon as I walked in. And then our parents said that Charlotte was going to study at another school for a while. What? Why? It's for the best. For a change of scenery! To be honest, I was on cloud 9. I know, it sounds terrible, but at that moment, I realized that the star of the school would be gone. And that meant I could take her place. At first, I showed off my debating skills. I usually just sat and listened, but that day, Oliver, the team captain, was talking complete nonsense. I couldn't help but get up and argue against his point. I spoke confidently, quickly, and clearly. Everyone fell silent. And then they burst into applause. I was shocked. Later, at a school event, our teacher suddenly made an announcement. "We have 15 minutes left until the next performance. Does anyone want to say a few words?" And then I thought, why not? Improvising, I told a couple of stories about school, added a couple jokes about our teachers, and everyone burst out laughing. That's where it all started. People started using my phrases as memes at school. Someone even made a TikTok with my debate quotes over music. I started a book club. It sounds boring, but I was creative about it. We discussed not only books, but also TV series. We also made fan art and even cosplayed the characters. The teachers praised me. "Mia, you've become a completely different person." I had always been like that, actually. It's just that now I had been given a chance to prove myself. Or rather, I took that chance myself. And you know what? It was awesome. School suddenly became a place I wanted to come to. People greeted me in the hallways, invited me to their teams. Girls asked me to help them with makeup. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't just someone's sister. I was me. And then Chuck changed too. The very Chuck who hadn't even turned around when I waved at him. Now, he was coming up to me and saying things like, "Hey Mia, you did great today. I've seen your TikTok. You're so funny." He even asked me if I wanted to go get a pizza with him twice. You know what I said? No thanks. He looked so lost. I just smiled. I used to think I was crazy about him, but now I could see that he didn't like me. He only liked my popularity, and that wasn't something I was interested in at all. Not everyone at school liked my triumphs. Take Bella, for instance. She was a real witch. Smart, stylish, confident, but she really hated it when other girls were more popular than her. After Charlotte left, Bella thought that the crown would be passed down to her. It seemed like things were heading that way until I entered the picture. Mia? Oh, right. She's trying to be like special. And then Bella started to spread gossip about me. She said I was copying Charlotte, that I was only pretending to be kind but was actually fake. But guess what? It didn't stop me. I kept doing my own thing, not only at school. I helped people in my area too. For example, I helped an old lady across the street walk her dog, a cutie called Bagel. I also asked a couple of guys for help, and we set up a book crossing spot. We simply hung up a shelf at a bus stop with a sign. Read it, leave it. Want it, take it. Besides that, we organized small events in the neighborhood like Apple Pie Day or Compliments Marathon. I covered them in my vlogs. They were fun, honest, and down to earth. In my vlogs, I also shared about screwing up at a debate, forgetting my words on stage, drawing my eyebrows with a green marker in the dark. I also filmed mini sketches with my classmates. Name and 3 types of teachers that we both love and hate. Soon enough, I had over 20,000 subscribers. I even got a text from the local college. They said, "We love what you've been doing. Visit us. We'll give you a tour." However, as soon as you succeed at something, you get people who want to bring you down. At first, it was the little things. Someone posted a meme on our school's electronic bulletin board. It was my face with a pig snout instead of a nose. Everyone found it hilarious. I pretended to not care, even though it actually hurt to see. Then people left unpleasant comments under my videos. Fake. You're overacting. You're just a worse version of your sister. All from anonymous accounts. Then, the day I was supposed to give an important presentation, bam! My slides accidentally disappeared from the school server. Soon, I read a gossip in the school chat. They say Mia bribed Mr. Rose to get an A. What? I was fuming. Who was spreading those rumors? Why? And most importantly, what for? At first, I thought it was Chuck. I rejected him, and boys don't like that. I decided to check if it was him. I sent a message to the school chat saying I knew who was spreading rumors about me. I wanted to see who would read it first, but Chuck didn't react at all. Then, I pretended to forget my phone next to him with the camera on. I thought Chuck would say nasty things about me behind my back, but he was just chomping on his lunch. Chuck was cleared of suspicion. It was kind of anticlimactic, to be honest. I was left with 0 leads and a lot of questions. Next, I suspected Bella. She was always being snarky with me and even had a reason to envy me. I carefully followed her around. Not like a spy, of course, but well, almost like a spy. Once, I forgot my backpack in the dressing room on purpose and came back for it to eavesdrop on the other girls and find out what they said behind my back. But it was nothing interesting, just idle chatter. There was also that one time I distracted Bella with a question about homework and looked through her phone while she was rummaging through her backpack. But there was nothing there. No evidence pointing to her guilt. Bella was just Bella, and I was out of ideas. And then, out of the blue, Charlotte returned. She just appeared at the dinner table like she'd never left, just as cold and tense as before. What's going on? She decided to come back. Yeah, right. Did she really expect me to believe that? The next day, Charlotte came back to school. She tried to be the star like before, except now, no one was buying it. Everyone used to listen when she talked, but now, everyone was looking at me. I didn't ask for it, it just happened. Charlotte didn't like that at all. A couple of days later, it all started again. I found strange notes in my locker. They said things like, "You're a fake. Your popularity won't last." My blog was flooded with haters' comments and fake violation reports. Someone even leaked my phone number, and I got all sorts of calls. Honestly, I was shocked by it all. Then one day, I went to Charlotte's room while she was in the shower. I'd forgotten my headphones there. Her laptop was open, and I saw a fake account on the screen. I recognized the username. They had written a lot of nasty things to me. She also had Photoshop open, and there was a picture of me with a pig snout there. Can you believe it? I opened her browser history and saw how to report a video, how to delete a TikTok account, anonymous dislike bots. Did that mean my sister was behind it all? At that moment, she returned from the bathroom. She looked at me, then at the laptop. "Did you do all this?" "Why? It's simple, sis. There can only be one queen." "But when did you even have the time?" I followed the news in the school chat. As soon as everyone started talking about you, I decided I had to show you your place. "But how did you delete my presentation from the school server?" Oliver has always been in love with me. Convincing him to do that for me was easy. So that's who ruined my life at school. Charlotte. It wasn't her comments that hurt me the most. It was the fact that my own sister had done that to me. The next day, I filmed a new video. In it, I told my followers what it was like to receive hate comments, to have people get mad at your every move. I admitted that sometimes I felt scared and got tired, that I made mistakes too. After that, I decided to talk to my classmates. It was almost like a school talk show, open mic and all that. I invited Bella, Chuck, and some other guys who had stories to tell. We came together and just chatted about envy, bullying, and all the strange things that sometimes happened in schools. And you know, everyone was listening. Chuck came up to me after the session. He looked very serious and seemed a bit shy. I'd never seen him like that. Was it really our school king? I was an idiot. You're not just cool, you're genuine, and I want to be with you and be on your side. I almost fell over. Seriously, was it the same Chuck who hadn't noticed me? Next, Bella came up to me. "Listen, out of everyone, you deserve to be the prom queen the most." What? Better you than Charlotte. So the 3 of us, Chuck, Bella, and I, slowly grew closer. We became a mini team against Charlotte, but we had no idea what we were dealing with. My sister was like a TV series, not a comedy, but a heavy drama with elements of a thriller. Charlotte decided to get revenge. First, Chuck started to get screenshots of the messages I supposedly sent to other boys in which I called him just a trophy. Of course, the messages were fake. For a moment, Chuck fell for it. That was unexpected and hurtful, but we quickly cleared the air. Then, cheat sheets were found in Bella's locker. She never cheated, but the teacher called her to her office and scolded her. Bella almost burst into tears right there. I was framed next. Someone posted a screenshot with fake evidence of me cheating on a test. Of course, the teachers found out. Guess who told them? You guessed it. It was Charlotte. Of course, she was careful and hid behind anonymous accounts, but we knew whose handiwork it was. We were all in trouble. Because of that, we didn't see each other as often. Charlotte seemed to smell our weakness and went on the offensive. And then, one night, I woke up when I heard a noise in the bathroom. I went there to take a look and froze. Charlotte was standing in front of the mirror. She thought she was alone. And then, she took off her wig. I didn't understand what was going on at first, but then it hit me. I quickly went back to my room. In the morning, I confronted my parents. What's wrong with her? Why is she like that? Charlotte didn't go to another school. She was in a clinic. She has alopecia. Last year, she started to quickly lose hair. We didn't know how to tell you. She asked us not to tell anyone, even you, Mia. But why does she hate me so much? I didn't do anything. And then, they said something that made me sit there with my mouth wide open. When Charlotte was born, Mom and Dad were young, and let's say they overdid it. They kept saying that she was the best, that she was a star, and that she would always be number one. They did that for her self-esteem. But in the end, Charlotte believed that the world revolved around her. But in fact, she wasn't even that talented. She was just confident, loud, and knew how to present herself. When I was born, Mom and Dad realized that they needed to change their approach. That's why they raised me differently. And now, Charlotte was losing her hair while I became popular and made a lot of friends. Mom and Dad believed that it broke her completely. A couple of days went by. Then Bella came over to our house just to hang out, discuss homework, and of course, talk about Charlotte. We were sitting in my room and I closed the door, but left a crack. Listen, are you sure you don't want other people to know about her? You've got an ace up your sleeve. I know about Charlotte's hair, but I'm not going to play dirty like her. That's not me. You're too kind. I would have already told everyone. We laughed, but then we realized that it was too quiet behind the door. I went out into the hallway and, of course, Charlotte was standing there like a shadow. She heard everything. The next day, I ran into her by the lockers. I was opening mine when she came up to me and casually leaned against the wall next to me. You're a real saint, aren't you? If I was you, I'd tell everyone about my alopecia, but I'm not you. She left without even snapping back at me. After that, Charlotte didn't mess with us anymore. I think she realized she wasn't in control anymore. I knew too much to be intimidated. However, Charlotte had no intention of putting up with me either. She didn't know how to admit defeat. After a week or two, she transferred to another school. She didn't really explain her decision to anyone and just posted a story. New place, new me. Typical. She didn't disappear completely. On the contrary, she suddenly became super active on her blog. She made posts every other day and posted lots of stories, each faker than the last. She made up tearjerkers to get her followers to feel sorry for her and pay attention to her. How I survived being bullied by my own family. Why I left school. Everyone there was against me. When I saw them, I was like, seriously? She had plenty of followers. They commented things like, "You're so strong," and "You inspire me." They didn't know what she was really like. I realized at that moment there were two types of fame. You could either become popular if you did something with other people, or you could put on a show. Charlotte chose the latter. Meanwhile, I stayed at my old school with Bella, Chuck, my book club that even teachers came to now. I still used TikTok, except I was no longer chasing after numbers. I simply filmed what I felt. And you know, that was okay. It wasn't some grand finale or fairy tale. It was just real. I didn't beat Charlotte. I'm just no longer afraid to be myself. That's probably the real victory. As for Charlotte, maybe one day she'll realize that being herself is not a weakness. That takes strength, but that's her story. Is there anyone like Charlotte at your school? Tell me in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Private Diary channel.